All right, we got some major news here. We got some attacks on our armed servicemen here in the Middle East. And an attack back here, actually. We actually have a major oil spill that is leaking millions of gallons of oil. I'll give you the details here on that. The White House is concerned about Iran's and Russia's relationship. Give you the details of that. Also, we are doing a Thanksgiving giveaway, and we're going to be giving away some money directly to some of our viewers. And if you can guess an answer to a trivia question here in this video and tomorrow's video, you could win money directly from us. We did this last year. We're also going to be doing this here for Christmas as well. So if you're a subscriber, subscribe right now. You could win money directly from us, and I will give you a trivia question here later in this video. And if you guess the answer, well, you could be a winner. So stay tuned for that here in this video. Let's jump right in. Thank you so much for liking this video. And if you're new here, make sure to subscribe so you don't miss out on any new videos. Here we go. Okay, first up, the U.S. fires on and kills hostile forces in Iraq here. This comes after we have had over 60 attacks on U.S. forces in the Middle East, mostly in Iraq and Syria. Take a listen to what has happened.
A deal to free hostages from inside Gaza potentially is coming together very soon. But as that's happening, the U.S. is experiencing attacks. Another one happened on U.S. troops in the region. This time, it was in Iraq, according to a U.S. official. That official said afterward, a military plane, an AC-130 gunship, fired on the hostiles. CNN's Natasha Bertrand joins us with more. Natasha, what can you tell us?
Yeah, so the U.S. military taking action here to respond to an attack on U.S. and coalition forces inside Iraq at Al-Assad Air Base. And what we're told is that this AC-130 gunship, which is essentially a U.S. military aircraft capable of firing artillery at ground targets, it did launch a strike against a vehicle that militants were inside of, that apparently they were using that vehicle in order to launch these attacks against this airbase. So yet another response by the U.S. here to these groups that have been launching these attacks on U.S. forces over 60 times since October 17th that have resulted in dozens of injuries among U.S. service members at bases in Iraq and Syria. Roughly 64 times American personnel have been attacked by these Iran-backed proxy groups. U.S. officials say that these groups are essentially taking advantage of the broader regional tensions to stage these attacks and kind of send a message to the U.S. and its allies that they are not going to be safe. However, the U.S. responding to airstrikes in Syria and now this strike against these militant groups in Iraq. It remains to be seen, though, whether these groups are actually going to be deterred by this, Dana.
Thank you so much for that reporting. Appreciate it, Natasha. And Colonel Layton, I mean, that's something we cannot lose sight of. 64 times she is reporting that Iranian-backed proxies have attacked U.S. forces in the region.
Yeah, that's right, Dana. And you have to be really careful with what the Iranians are doing. You know, ever since we came to Iraq in 2003, the Iranians are incredibly active in Iraq. They are looking at Iraq as kind of their area to play in, and they are doing this with their proxy forces, with their intelligence services, and they're doing it so that they can influence Iraq's behavior as well as control more land and get closer to Syria in geographic terms.
Yeah. And the question here is Iran going to enter here in full force? Are we going to be at war with Iran here at some point? Should we be attacking Iran back at full force? And will this lead to a larger war? You can take a look at this. White House declassifies intel suggesting the Wagner Group from Russia is preparing to provide air defense capability to Hezbollah or Iran, further describing the ties between Russia and Iran. Also, the White House is concerned Iran may provide ballistic missiles to Russia for use against Ukraine. Iran just unveiled their new hypersonic ballistic missile, which some people speculate actually they got the technology from Russia, but Russia is running out of munitions because they're using them so frequently. Will Iran be a supplier for more munitions to Russia because of how frequently Russia is using them? Also, Vladimir Putin, Russia's president, as they have had hundreds of thousands of men killed, is offering a staggering sum for new recruits as Russia desperate to bolster shriveling forces. Russia's civilians who join an elite unit will receive 1 million rubles, or around $11,000 per person. This amount is almost double the amount they have been offering before. Moscow is trying to bribe its citizens into signing up to serve in the military as Russian President Vladimir Putin watches his forces continue to shrivel up in Ukraine the longer the conflict lasts. Quote, Putin has launched a full-on recruitment drive, says a strategic military intelligence analyst and author of Putin's Playbook. An analysis from the Atlantic Council found that Russian armed forces have turned to the civilian population to help fundraise for additional equipment, including drone, thermal sights, vehicles, and medicine, through a group called All for Victory. The Atlantic Council noted that this followed an earlier initiative that tried to hire contractors for only around 600,000 rubles as early as October. Now they're increasing that to 1 million rubles. So you can see they've almost doubled it in a very short amount of time here. So does seem like they're getting a little bit desperate to add more men into their army, into their recruits. Israel says that a Hamas ceasefire deal with hostages release is in the final stages as Netanyahu meets with officials, but we're not quite there yet. Also, yet another oil leak here, now off the coast of Louisiana, has already spilled more than 1 million gallons of crude oil. Take a look here.
Better picture of how much oil leaked off the coast of Plaquemines Parish late last week. It's about 90 times more than what the Coast Guard initially estimated. We're also learning how this might impact our environment.
Details surrounding the Main Pass oil gathering pipeline leak have been trickling in. The Coast Guard promised us an interview on Sunday, but we finally got an update on Monday confirming what our sources told us on Friday. 1.1 million gallons of crude oil could have been released before the pipeline was shut off. To put this in perspective, that's 1/10 of the 1989 Exxon Valdez tanker spill. Environmental experts say the estimate could continue to increase,
especially when estimates come from companies that are come from the companies. Their business interest is to show that the smaller amount is coming out because they are liable for fines.
The company is working with the Coast Guard and other agencies to clean up the spill. The Coast Guard said on Monday 210 gallons of oily water mixture have been recovered. NOAA is assisting with overflights and satellite imagery like this that shows where possible oil leaks are so they can predict where they might go.
A big spill is really not based on the volume as much as what's the potential impact.
Doug Helton is on NOAA's Seattle oil spill team.
There are endangered and threatened species in Louisiana waters, and there's also, most of the coastal Louisiana is wetlands and marshes, and that's typically considered very sensitive to oiling.
So far, there are no reports of oil on shore.
Even if it doesn't make it ashore, does not mean this is an incident that we can just ignore. There are a lot of things that live out in the Gulf. Probably one of the biggest concerns that we might have is turtles.
The Coast Guard says they have not identified the source of the leak at this time.
And we have been told that media is not allowed at the Unified Command Center in Belle Chase. However, the Coast Guard is expected to give an update on the situation tomorrow morning. We reached out to the company that owns the pipeline, but they haven't responded.
Yeah, so you can let me know your thoughts here in the comments. So at least 1.1 million gallons of oil spilled here in the Gulf of Mexico, and estimates say it could be larger. Yeah, so very concerning. You can let me know your thoughts here. Yeah. Next up, we're going to be doing some giveaways here for Thanksgiving, and again here for the holiday seasons, for Christmas, Hanukkah, Kwanzaa, whatever you celebrate for those holidays coming up here soon. We did this last year as well, just kind of our way of showing thanks to our community here, just for hanging out and watching us here. There's no cost to do this or anything like this. So we've done a whole bunch of these in the past. If you've been watching me here for years, you know that we've given away a lot back to our community. And as always, there's no cost to watch our show or anything along those lines. So we've done what's in the box contests and things like that. The way we're going to do this one, I think this is kind of how we did it last year as well, is just a trivia question. Trivia questions or trivia questions. So with this particular one for today, I'm going to give you a trivia question. If you think you know the answer, comment down below. And if you're correct, you'll be entered into the pool of people who are correct. And from there, we have a random comment generator program that will randomly pick some people to be picked as the winners. Okay. I don't know exactly how many we're going to pick. We're going to end up seeing how many. And what we're going to do here is, as you can see here on the screen, the Farm Bureau put a $27 and $35 price tag on a 16-pound gobbler or turkey this year, which is $1.71 a pound or 5.6% less than this time last year, actually, one day ago. So the average price of a turkey is $27. So what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be giving away $50 gift cards, or I'll send them via PayPal or Cash App or things like that. So I got a couple of different Venmo and stuff like that. And I will contact you through the comment section. You'll know my name is It's Jimmy. I have a check mark by my name, and I will contact you here within the next 24 to 48 hours and tell you you're a winner. You guessed correctly. And I will tell you your winners here on screen here within the next 24 to 48 hours in the next few videos. Okay, so you kind of know how all that works here. So you can buy a turkey for about $27, but I'm going to be giving away $50 per winner. I'm going to be giving away several $100s here in winners. Okay, so you guys can kind of get the gist of that. So today's trivia question is, what is a group of turkeys called? What is a group of turkeys called? If you think you know the answer or you just have a guess, comment down below in the comment section. It's completely free to guess. You can just take a random guess here. It's a little bit of a tricky question, believe it or not. Yeah, so comment down below. What is a group of turkeys called? If you think you have a guess, comment down below. Just take a wild guess. Yeah, what is a group of turkeys called? Comment down below. There's no obligation or anything like that. So, and within the next 24 hours, why don't we just do it this way? I will announce the winners here on screen here tomorrow. Okay. So in the next video, I'll announce the winners, or maybe I'll comment back also. Yeah. So make sure to watch the video here tomorrow, and I will announce the winners here in the next video, and we'll go from there. So thank you for liking and sharing these videos. Make sure you're subscribed down below. It's completely free to do so. We'll announce the winners in the next video as well. I will have another trivia question with some more and more winners for that one as well. Yeah. So you guys are amazing. Happy Thanksgiving, and we'll go from there. Click here to see the horrible news that President Joe Biden just got and the new missile, hypersonic missile that Iran just unveiled. Or click here to watch my newest video next. Thanks for watching, guys, and I will see you in the next video.